Lauren,
And I'm Claudia.
and welcome to our Final Reflection podcast. Today, we're talking about the unit we found the most challenging, which was strategic planning. Not because it didn't make sense, but because it really pushed us to slow down and think long term, which isn't always easy.
Exactly. Strategic planning really makes you step back and look at the bigger picture, like what you're trying to achieve, why it matters, who needs to be involved, and how you're actually going to get there. It's important work, but it can feel very overwhelming at first.
Exactly. For me, one of the biggest challenges was just how many pieces were involved. We weren't just setting goals, we had to prioritize them, think about issues affecting families, look at community data, and figure out which stakeholders to include. It's a lot, and everything kind of depends on everything else.
Exactly. And then there were tools we were introduced to. Things like SWOT analysis, problem trees, appreciative inquiry, and the five whys. They're all useful, but when you're learning them, it can be hard to know which ones to use in different situations.
You're right. And sometimes some things else that stood out was how the course emphasized that strategic planning has to be flexible. So even though there's a structure, you also have to be ready to adapt. That balance is a bit tricky to wrap my head around.
Now we're going to discuss how it could be more engaging. I think it would really help to see real examples from early learning centers or community organizations. That way, we could see how strategic plans actually work in real life.
Yeah, and have more hands-on practice which could make a big difference as well. Even working through a simple scenario like creating a family engagement program would help us apply the tools instead of just learning about them.
And honestly, even watching someone walk through a SWOT analysis or a problem tree step by step would make those tools feel a lot more accessible.
Exactly. In early learning and community work, strategic planning is really important because it helps make sure programs are actually responding to real world needs.
And it also connects to equity, like thinking about barriers families might face, such as time, transportation, or access, and making sure those are considered in the planning process.
So overall, it was definitely a challenging unit, but it helped us think more intentionally about how programs are designed.
And with a few more real-world examples and hands-on opportunities, it would probably feel a lot more manageable.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Bye.
Bye.